Hello everyone, I hope you all are good, doing well. And today we are going to cover again one of the most important theme, and that is pollution. And we are especially going to look after the air pollution. The theme was in the Indian Express newspaper, and it is not directly related to the pollution, but it was talking about how EVs, electric vehicle, can play a role in reducing the air pollution, especially in terms of Delhi. So I decided to cover the topic of air pollution in depth. So as I always emphasize, whenever we read something, whenever we refer any material or any topic, first of all we have to look its relevance in our preparation. So if I talk about the it's like pollution topic, it's not directly mentioned in the prelims syllabus, but the topic which is mentioned in prelims, that is general issue on environment, ecology, biodiversity and climate change, and it is specifically saying that do not require subject specialization. So while reading environment topic for prelims, you need not to go do the lot of research. Rather, you have to be a very vigilant citizen, a person who is very much aware what is happening around you. Like if the pollution, noise pollution, air pollution, water pollution, what all pollution it's happening, and what all kind of another issue related to environment is going on. So you just have to be vigilant and you have to be aware what is going. This is what is the demand of UPSC. If I talk about the syllabus in mains paper, that is directly it is saying about the environmental pollution. You can read the whole syllabus. GS3 1 point, yeah, I have written here the conservation, environmental pollution and degradation, environmental impact assessment. So we are going to cover this subtopic kind of in environment pollution. And if I talk about the essay, in essay there might be possibility of this kind of a question you might have in future. So what I expect from you all to refer this slide or refer this lecture and use the factual information or anything which you like in your essay directly or indirectly. The essay topic would be air pollution and public health challenges and solution. That is one of the most hot topic, and it's like evergreen topic, I could say, whenever it comes to the air pollution. Next is indoor air pollution and overlooked crisis in rural and urban area, especially India, in terms of India, and the role of citizen and communities in tackling air pollution. So these are the theme which I thought would be like a kind of a possibility that they may appear in the essay paper in future. So you guys can think over it. You guys can try to write your essay topic also. So first of all, what we are going to see, we are going to see what is pollution, what is pollutant, what are type of pollutant. Okay, so if I talk about the pollution, what is pollution? It is nothing, it is just the combination of pollutant. So now the question arises, if I am saying it, it is the, sorry, so what I'm saying, it is the combination of pollutants. So what is this pollutant? Pollutants are nothing. It is just the carbon dioxide. It is, if I say carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, these are present in the environment. So these are the pollutants. So the combination of this pollutant is what create pollution. So now we are next, what we are going to see, as per their existence, how many types of pollutant are there in our environment, or we have categorized in terms of like when we are studying. So first is, you can see the qualitative pollution and dusra quantitative pollution. So one we are term like qualitative. So if it's generated or it's made by human, like we can see here fungicide, herbicide, etc. So these are the pollutant which has been created by human and it is there. So we term this kind of a pollutant as a qualitative pollutant. Next is quantitative pollutant, that is in terms of their quantity we are talking. So it's not like there are a lot of pollutant which is already existing in nature, but when their limit increase, when they cross the certain threshold in the environment, so we term them as a qualitative pollutant. So here we can see carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur oxide. So whenever their quantity or when their concentration increase beyond the threshold, they turn into as a pollutant and help in like they play a very important role in creating pollution. Next, we can see here the type of pollution after its release. Suppose if certain kind of gases are released, and so what kind of an impact or what are type of this pollutant after its release. The first one is primary pollutant directly released to environment, which we can see here: carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. And the second is secondary pollutant. It is not something, it is not directly in the environment, rather there are two or three kind of a pollutant which they interact and they create a different kind of a pollutant. Like the most known example would be O3, that is ozone. In terms of ecosystem pollutant, if we see, there is a two type of pollutant, that is non-degradable pollutant and degradable pollutants. So if I talk about non-degradable pollutant, that is something which you cannot degrade, like it takes thousands of years in order to degrade in the environment, or there is a high chance that they don't degrade. So like radioactive substances, you can see plastic, glasses, they took thousands of years in order to degrade in the environment. And another is degradable pollutant, that is sewage treatment, etc. So now we are going to see the Delhi air quality status. So every year whenever winter came, we always have this, like the voice is, or we always see every second day there is a news, or you might hear in, or you can yourself, if you are living in Delhi, experience the worst kind of air pollution in Delhi during the winter season. So currently I was going, I remember when I was going through a newspaper, I read like every day we are have the air we were breathing, that was equivalent to the smoke if we smoke around 40 or 50 plus cigarette. The impact of the bad impact of that cigarette is going to have on our health. The same kind of an impact is being done by the air pollution in Delhi during that time. So now we are going to see why this air pollution in winter worst, especially in Delhi. So whatever reason I have pointed it out, you can also use it into different term, like you can make it as an anthropogenic and natural natural reason. In anthropogenic, you can use the increased fuel combustion, industry, firecrackers. And if I talk about the natural, the position of Delhi, you can use the wind direction during the winter season, the cold air during the winter season, temperature inversion. So this you can as a use as a human like a natural reason. So normally if I say, if I could do anthropogenic, and this would be the kind of a natural reason. So now here you can list it down, this and this reason. So this is something which you can use during when you are writing mains answer, and you can use this kind of a pictorial representation in order to make your answer look more attractive. So now we are going to see what all are the reason why when in winter we hear a lot of noise related to air pollution. So we can see the cold air. Obviously in winter the air is cold, so it get the pollutant get trapped, and especially the if I will attach this air temperature inversion with the air cold air. So whenever the air is cold, it did not allow the pollutant to disperse in the environment. So temperature inversion, in which we see the layer of cool air in the form near the ground, and it trap the pollutant and prevent them from dispersing. If we talk about the wind direction, so post monsoon, after monsoon, we see that mostly the direction of wind would be northwest. So if the like after stubble warming, we see the pollutant which has been generated because of that, they all will be dragged towards Delhi. So how the, like it's not one and two reason, the point which I have given, the combination, it is the combination of this factor which create a kind of a havoc in the winter season related to air pollution. So next point, burning of crop residue, as I have said that how crop residue is burning in Punjab and Haryana, but the direction of wind during the winter season, especially towards northwesterly wind system. So this is how it create, like they drag the pollutant from Punjab and Haryana towards the Delhi region. Apart from that, increased fuel combustion, we all are aware about the kind of a pollution Delhi NCR region is holding, and the kind of a vehicle which is being used here, that is in a very large amount. So and the traffic is something which is never ending. So the kind of a pollutant which has been generated during the traffic reason and during traffic time is something which add to the air quality, add to the to degrade air quality of Delhi. Apart from that, we see the firecracker, especially in like during this time only we celebrate Diwali festival. So we have seen it's not only Diwali festival, if I could say, like we have recently we have celebrated New Year, and we have seen a lot of firecracker has been bursted in the environment. So the pollution from the kind of a pollutant or pollution which it has created is very high. So there is a one important data which I have found here, that according to the Indian Center for Science and Environment, air pollution caused by the firecracker on Diwali across India was linked to 30 to 40% increase in breathing discomfort to human. So, what kind of an impact it is having? No doubt, we are celebrating our festival, we are celebrating New Year, but when we burn this kind of a firecracker, it creates a lot of havoc in our environment. So here I have given some kind of a pictorial image which you can use in your mains answer writing. If you are writing, like, you need not to write the all thing, you just write here the make the map of India, show the wind direction. You can write here that how the stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana is being dragged toward the Delhi region. And apart from that, you can also see the kind of a normal condition, the warm air and the cold air and the cold air. So how the warm air try to disperse the pollutant, but in the winter season when the temperature is inversed, the cold air blocked, like there's a cold air in near the ground, and then warm air, then cold air. So the cold air is being blocked and the dispersion of pollutant is not being made. The next we are going to see the impact of air pollution. So I won't say that the impact of air pollution is only on the human. We can see it's also on the environment as well as to the other creatures on this universe, because pollution is not something which you can bound with the boundary, and it is not something which is impacting only human. So there are certain point which I have listed it here. The first is breathing problem, especially the people who belong to the old age and the people who are suffering some kind of a chronic disease. They have suffered a lot, and they are suffering still because of the poor air quality in Delhi and NCR region. Apart from that, we can see the growth of babies is also impacted because of the poor air quality. So the normal growth which is supposed to be done, which is supposed to happen, that did not happen because of the poor quality of air. Apart from that, health burden, like I was going through one data in which I read the pocket expenditure of a human Indians in terms of health, according to the WHO, that is around 64%, and that is too much high. So health burden is also very high, and we can connect one more topic here, like the insurance. If we talk about the insurance system, or the success of insurance in India is not very high. People don't take insurance facility, or they don't opt for that thing. So that's another topic, but I'm just giving the reference here, which you can see that why the health burden is very high, because we mostly believe that okay, whenever we are sick, we will visit the doctor, and then we don't think in the terms of future perspective. Okay, in future we might need some kind of insurance, for like we need some kind of a more amount of money, so we should have insurance and all. Another point which you can see here, vegetation growth, that is very true. If there would be a lot of smoke, and if the sun doesn't rise, so what we are going to see, there won't be a sunlight, so it's going to impact the growth of plants also. So the photosynthesis process won't happen, and we can see the growth of greenery and the food security, like somehow it's going to impact our food security also. The next we can see air traffic. Because of this reduction in the sunlight, there would be a lot of haze which is being produced in the atmosphere, and it create or it impact like visibility issue for the aircraft. So these all are the reason. There are a lot of other reason which you can point it down if you think some other reason, like to point it out here, you can write it down. But I think in mains we don't get much time, so if we could remember a few points, like if there's a topic and you are writing the cows, you are writing the impact of it, and you are writing the way forward, so putting four point, if the question is of 20 marks, that would be enough. Next, we can see the measurement of air pollution in India. So the most important thing we are seeing here, National Air Quality Index, which is prepared by the Central Pollution Control Board in the year 2014. And in the year, I think prelims 14 or 15 only, we have this question, who has created this, which body has created National Air Quality Index, developed by which body. So that is CPCB. And we can see that there are 8 pollutant which is being measured under this, and that is PM10, PM particulate matter, 2.5, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, dioxide, and carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia, and lead. So these are the eight air pollutant which is being measured by the National Air Quality Index. And there is a one more report, like World Air Quality Report 2023, which is prepared by the Swiss organization. It's a non-profit organization which has prepared this, and according to them, India has been identified as the world third most polluted country. So this is the kind of a measurement which we have in India. And apart from that, we have, like I have given this picture also. So the UPSC question was there. I think it's in mains also. It was in, like, you can use this in mains also, like air quality indexes which we are using. Like this color coding is what is impacting, which color indicates what. It has been asked in PCS also. So you guys can go through it. Yeah, like green is showing the good condition of air pollution. When it talks to the red, that is the severe condition. So that has been asked already. Now we are going to see what government initiative has taken to reduce the air pollution in Delhi. So apart from what I have written here, we always see that whenever winter came and air pollution be at the peak, we always see the noises from the political party blaming each other, be it Delhi blaming the Haryana and Punjab, and central government is blaming the Delhi government is blaming central government. So the game is something which has never ended. And so we need some kind of a very robust solution in order to tackle this air pollution, because this is not something which is happening for 1 year. It is something which is being like every year, the kind of intensity it is creating and the kind of impact it is creating on human is increasing. So the first point which I have written here, the crop residue management system. So there are a lot of things, there are a lot of initiative has been taken by the Punjab and Haryana government, apart, and also from the other, like a central government also. So they have created a kind of a scheme under which they buy from the farmer the stubble, and they, so that they don't burn it. So like turbo happy seeder, super SMS attach, revoter, and super seeder. So these are the equipment which has been provided to the farmer, or which is used in order to not to burn the stubble. Next we can see CAQM, that is Commission for Air Quality Management. Again, I remember the question has been asked in prelims, like a CAQM is a non-statutory body, but the answer was it is a statutory body, and it has been formed under the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining area in the year 2021 Act. So you should remember that it's a statutory body. In most of the time UPSC play with this kind of a questions, like they will ask it is a statutory body or non-statutory body. So you should be, while reading this kind of a topic, you should be aware that it is a statutory body. Next we can see initiative to reduce vehicular pollution, that is introduction of like we are shifting from BS4 to BS6, and we are trying to create a kind of a more, like people, we are trying to create awareness among the people also to use EV instead of other like petrol or diesel car. We are, like, during the winter season also we use odd and even policy in order to reduce the air pollution. But these are like odd and even policy, these are just a temporary solution. It is not something which is going to create a long-term impact. Next we can see graded response action plan. The question has been asked from this also. So it was also created in order to tackle the air pollution in Delhi NCR region, and it is something, it is a body which like act as an emergency response mechanism. So it also take the step, like they try to shut down the thermal power plant and the construction activities, and this kind of a this kind of a step this body take in order to curb the air pollution in Delhi. The next important, EV can play a role in reducing air pollution in Delhi. So this was the topic in today's newspaper of the Indian Express, and you can see what kind of a role it has played, or it can play. First point, that reducing exhaust emission of whenever if we are using EV, we are not seeing the emission of PM 2.5 and NOx, and reducing noise pollution. You might have observed it, the car if it's running on petrol or diesel, so they have a very noise pollution whenever its engine is being started or it's running on the road. Next, we can see the lowering carbon dioxide emission. So as EV emit less carbon dioxide in their lifetime rather than other conventional vehicle. But there is, again, this is one of the very debatable topic, what kind of a pollution or pollutant it's creating when the EV is being created itself. The use of EV is something which is different, but at the time when the EV, like when the battery is being created, or when the battery is being created and it's being, so what kind of a impact it's having, or what kind of a pollutant it's being produced by the creation of batteries, and how we are going to degrade it. This is also one of the very important questions. So once we use that battery in EV, so after the usage of it is over, how we are supposed to degrade that thing. After degradation, it's not going to impact our environment, so there won't be any kind of a pollutant which is being released during the degradation time of batteries. So this is another topic of debate. And next point is being more effective with renewable energy. Yeah, that's true. When we talk about the fossil fuel using the petrol and diesel and using EV, then it is one of the source of using renewable, like it is more effective with the renewable energy. Next, what we are going to see, the role of citizen. Apart from whatever we are seeing, the government step and all, the role of citizen is very important, and that is the awareness campaign. Like every day, like whenever I go outside, I always see the people, like they are burning some kind of a plastic and all, especially the people who are having the shop in along the roadside. So the winter is very shivered, so they use this plastic and they burn in order to get the fire, in order to get the some kind of a heat. So this also create a kind of a pollution. So we need to create awareness campaign among the public, and we have to adopt a different lifestyle. Like we have to choose ourselves eco-friendly practices in lifestyle. Like we can think of, like if we are going to, if suppose I'm going alone, so rather than taking my own vehicle, I will love to go by the public transport, be it metro, be it bus in Delhi. So this is one of the way which, through which we can help our reducing the air pollution in Delhi. Apart from that, I have written the conclusion here. Air pollution is a big menace of our society, especially in a city like Delhi, so which faces this issue annually. So it is, I already said, it is not something which is happening for 1 year and it won't happen again in the next year. So we need not to look after the short term solution, rather we need to look after the long term solution. That is very true. We cannot do something with the natural causes. Like if the wind is running northwest, so we cannot change that thing. But what we can change, what we can change, like we can use EV. Like we can use public transport instead of personal vehicle. The anthropogenic causes which we are which because of which the air pollution is being generated, we try to reduce that thing. So that is a kind of a solution that will impact in long term also. So now that this is the previous year question paper which has been asked in main, so you can go through it. You might, if you are preparing seriously, you might have already seen this kind of a question. So the, like there's another part, another body which is mentioned, National Clean Air Program. So that was in news during that time. So UPSC has asked. So whenever this kind of a topic, or every year this kind of a topic is going to be in news. But if suppose there is some new scheme has been introduced, or some new step has been taken by the Delhi or central government, so there's a possibility that UPSC is going to ask that question from that scheme and that topic. So that's all from my side. I hope you might have gained some knowledge, and I hope you might have learned something new in this whole lecture. That's all from my side. Hope to see you soon. Till then, take care. Thank you.